What's good? What's good? What's good with my people? What's good with it, family? What's happening? Demetrius, right? What's good with it, bro? Appreciate you for sliding on through. MP, what's good with it, my bro? Appreciate you for sliding through on your boy. What is good? What is good? Lady Do, peace to you, peace to you. Appreciate you for stopping through too, you know. And as always, as a salute to the TWT family too, as always, man. Salute to the Just Do family as well. As I always do over here, man. I like to have conversations, man, and discussions, man, and we keep hearing these two dudes calling each other out and going back and forth. We're hearing a lot of barking, but ain't nobody biting, man. So, my question is is it politics, ducking, or is it just business, man? I mean, that's my question. That's my question for the people. We're gonna get some answers tonight, hopefully, man. Hopefully we're gonna get to the bottom of some of this stuff, You got way too many fighters doing way too much barking and not enough biting, but then at the same token, you're only getting, and not everybody is getting critiqued and held to the same standard. And I just be wanting to know why, And my question is for the people, again, so nobody's confused. Not that none of these fights are taking place right now or none of these fights ain't next. That's not me saying nothing like that. Turn my camera on for my good people. What's good, family? What's good with it? G5, my bro, Brody, what's good with it, 5? How you feeling, Brody? Appreciate you for sliding through. Look at sis sliding right through the building. Sis, quick. Appreciate you for sliding through. Salute to my TWT family. I just had over here, just got some questions, man, and just got a question or two for the family, man. Like I said, man, you got too many matchups in boxing. That's just not happening, and it's a lot of finger pointing. This fighter blaming that fighter blaming that fighter, this manager blaming that manager, promoters blaming each other, and fighters, and it's just a shitstorm at the end of the day. Fate, salute, bro. Appreciate you for sliding through. And my question is, man, what's really the hold up in these fights? You know what I mean, it's just too many big fights to be made in the sport of boxing, and it's a lot of barking going on, but it ain't enough biting. You know what I'm saying? And my question, is this politics, ducking, or is this just business? You know what I'm saying? I think that's a logical question, man. And and asking that question and us, trying to get some answers, man. I think that's a real question. Like, because a lot of times, people say it's the business of boxing stopping the fights. And then you got people that blame politics for the reason the fights don't happen. You know what I'm saying? And then of course you got the famous you ducking that everybody say. Everybody claim everybody ducking. They either ducking, is politics, or is it just business? And I just want to know, like, which one is it, and what's really stopping these fights from happening? You know what I'm saying? And I think then once we could figure that out, then we can get somewhere. Maybe we could, start making the right kind of push as spectators and supporters of the sport to get the fights that we need. Because again, you ain't gonna tell me to pay for whatever you want me to pay for, and I'm gonna pay for it. If it ain't nothing I want to see, I ain't paying for it. Skywalker, my bro, salute to you. Appreciate you with slide through. Salute to the TWT family as always. I feel like they're just trying to build up some BS storyline, but the fans are getting tired of it. And yes, sir, my bro. And we are the fans. And yes, sir, we are tired of it. Mike Biggs, my bro, salute to you. Appreciate you for stopping through. Oh yeah, man. Hey, Brody, I appreciate that. We just gonna have a good conversation. Just a good cook. It might not be super, super long, but we're gonna cook on it because this is just something I had some questions, and again, I keep seeing these dudes is doing interviews. They're doing a lot of talking about each other, and ain't nobody fighting. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to know what's the hold up and what's the deal. Like, I think in some cases it might be the politics of boxing, and then in some cases is fighters. It's maybe the business side not being worked out, and then let's just call it what it is, man. The other side of it is people just ducking and dudes not trying to get in there with each other, and that's just what it is. And y'all see the matchups I got on the screen because they always being talked about, and like I said, you got these dudes exchanging words and going back and forth, doing a lot of shit talking to each other, doing a lot of barking, but nobody biting nobody. So I say it's time for us to figure out what's really stopping the business, what's really stopping these fights from being made, man. My bad, Joe. Trying to get something. I heard that there has been some money problems in boxing lately, but I doubt that. And notice how they always try to use money as a shield, as a scapegoat to try to convince us as the fans that's about a fight not happening. But yeah, and still people keep showing up to these fights, clamoring for these fights, demanding these fights, and like I said, just showing up to them. And motherfuckers is selling out stadiums and stuff like that, or selling out arenas, should I say, or venues. But there ain't no money in boxing, though. That's what they want us to believe, man. They full of it, man. We ain't running with that. And TWT rocks with TWT. Yo, I'm gonna play this little clip from David Benavidez, man, where he gave his thoughts. He had some little interesting things to say. I'm gonna play that for y'all, man. We're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna have a decent conversation, man. Y'all just follow me for a minute.
I want to fight those guys, but you know what? They don't want to fight me. I think they're 175. I know better people.
Yeah, I think that's the move, bro, because since I fought, I've been trying to make these fights happen. Caleb Plant, and then you see he's fighting Anthony Jermall now. Fucking David Morrell is talking all that shit. Yeah, he don't want to fight. Charlo, yeah, we let it know that I wanted to fight. He was saying that he was going to take the fight next. Now his Ronnie Shields is saying that he doesn't want to rush into a fight with me. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm getting very frustrated, bro. I just want to get the fight. I just want to get the fans the best fights possible. I feel like I've earned it to get these big fights. I've done everything possible. You know, I've been a 2-time world champion. I just want an interim belt. You know, so I got 3 belts, man. I've done everything. You know, I'm just waiting for. I just want to get the fans the best fights possible. But these guys are not really trying to do that.
You know, I spoke with your father yesterday. He said that ideally it would be a great night of boxing if your brother faced one of the Charlos and you faced the other Charlo.
That would be great. That would be fucking dope.
What are your overall thoughts about
The
that?
press conferences would be lit too. You know, we ain't gonna shut up either. So
It would be
it'll be great. It'll be great. You know, I definitely would love to do that, but it's hard to get one Charlo. So imagine getting 2 of them at the same night. You know, he's talking all that shit, bro. You know, I mean, he ain't even done that. He canceled his fucking fight. He was fighting the tomato can. Now he canceled that. So now I don't know what the fuck is going on. If he was drunk the next week live, you know what I mean, motherfucker, bro. I don't know what that guy's doing, bro. Like I don't really like to be the person to be talking hella shit. You know, I like to go in there and do my talking in the ring, but I'm really getting frustrated now. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's gonna happen.
I've seen in an interview where you seem like a little excited when you fight Andrade.
Yeah.
But just recently, Andrade was talking about Christian Jr. at 160, so that kind of again adds to the frustration.
Yeah, man, I messed it up a little bit, but like I said, I'm not gonna put my career on pause if these guys don't want to fight. You know, I mean, I gotta give fights. You know, I mean, this is my only job. This is how I feed my family. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Where's earliest you want to come back, but not earliest? Come back to
I thought that was it. You know, he gave his thoughts, and that's how I got to this thumbnail and where I'm at, because you know, I think every time we see, Fate David team already capped by 1 contract, so I don't know how he been trying to make these fights happen. Like, what method are they trying in? That's a good question, Fate, and I think that's the method right there. Saying in the public that you want the fights, saying it over and over again, going on different platforms, saying it countless amounts of times, but never taking the actual steps to make the fights happen. That's a pretty poor method to me, and that's exactly one of the reasons why these fights are not happening. My bro Clan, salute to my bro. Appreciate you for sliding through. Coastal Boxing, what's good, Brody? Appreciate you for sliding through. Yo, the Wise Crush, my bro, what's good with it, bro? Appreciate you for sliding through with your boy. My bro Zoom was good with it. Appreciate you for sliding on through, my Brody. We gonna chop it up. But yeah, man, that was a little clip of David Benavidez, you know, talking about, you know, I did like something he mentioned in there. He said, imagine, and I know what y'all gonna say, because, you know, Jose Benavidez ain't what he once was, so him versus Jermall Charlo wouldn't be that mouth-watering, but the fact that thinking the Benavidez brothers against the Charlo brothers, shit, why not? Hey, man, I say get their asses in there, man. Charlo brothers versus the Benavidez brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? Bragging rights. Hey, for fun, you know what I'm saying? Hey, well, why not? Shit, we seen worse shit in boxing, you know? So I say why not? But yeah, man, I mean, he said they, according to David Benavidez, right from that clip, he said they sent MORRELL and his team a contract. He said now he went quiet. He said Ronnie Shields is now, he's saying he don't want to rush into a fight. I did hear that being said out of Ronnie Shields' mouth, but I also heard Ronnie Shields say if he really want to fight, meaning David Morrell, he not going to stand in the way. I could have swore that's something else he said. Zoom, what's good with it, my bro? Appreciate all my bros in the building. Know what I mean? And that's all I'm saying. And my question, like I said to the fam, is this politics? Is this ducking, or is it just business as usual? Like, what's really holding these fights back? You know what I'm saying? Every time I turn, why I'm asking the question, because I'm getting tired of every time I turn around, when the fighter got a microphone crammed up under their face, all of a sudden they want to fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? We sent this one a contract and that one a contract. Now, again, I'm no expert in that area, but what I am going to say is, don't it sound a little weird? Do business work like that? Do y'all spend money to get a contract written up, drawn up, with hopes that the fighter is going to agree to the contract? Or do y'all have a discussion first, like some type of agreement where y'all understand that it's a fight about to be made, so then the A side of the equation then draws up the contract and then sends it over our term sheet? It's a process, and I'm pretty sure it's not as simple as, oh, you know what? Well, we sent them a contract and they getting quiet now. I was like, nah, man. Nah, I'm getting tired of that. We sent them a contract shit. That shit getting old, man. It's getting old. They're just talking to get it sent to him because they ain't making it. But that's what I'm saying is like, but according to him, they sent the contract. So again, like, so what y'all out here wasting money? Y'all out here throwing money around, basically. That's what you saying. If you drew up a contract and he ain't signed it, what do that mean? Get what I'm saying? Hey, that's y'all basically saying y'all wasting money. So I'm interested to see what David Morrell got to say about this. Him and Team Morrell. I want to hear what they got to say because I did hear that it's bullshit. Now I heard somebody call it bullshit, the old fake and shake. The fat sis, the old fake and shake, and that's what I'm saying. And again, I think they don't expect us as boxing fans to ask questions. Like they expect us to just believe whatever they say. And I think like when we start asking questions, man, we start to find the truth, man. So I just don't I can't say it's I can't pass it as a fact, but I'm not for sure that they sent David Morrell a contract. Like I'm just not sure that's how that go. Like you get what I'm saying? Like I just don't, I'm not running with that. So and then he said Charlo just talk a lot of he talk a lot of trash or whatever, and basically he ain't trying to make no fight. This is what he's saying. And he's saying he was supposed to fight a tomato can, but he ain't even fight him now. So he don't know what Charlo was doing. He was on Instagram drunk the next day after the fight got canceled, whatever the case. So my thing is, you was calling Selecki a tomato can, right? But my question to the family is, who's the worst fighter at this stage in their career, y'all would think? Macy Selecki or David Lemieux? You dig what I'm saying? Like, who's the worst fighter? Tay, salute, Queen. Appreciate you for stopping through. How you feeling? Appreciate you. The promoters don't want to smoke. And that's the question. That's because, I like to have conversation over here at Just Do with the family. So that's really what I'm asking the family. Like, what is it? Is it politics? Is it business as usual? Or is it just some good old-fashioned ducking going on? And I think in some cases, it's a little bit of everything. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, you got managers coming out saying one thing, a promoter another, and then the fighter, of course, the fighter always want to fight. So the fighter is never turning down smoke according to the actual fighter. But then when you hear from the opposition, they say otherwise. So right now, you just hear a variety of different stories. You don't know if it's the promoter, the manager, the fighter, etc. Like you just don't know. And to me, it's just like a lot of bullshit getting pulled on us. Josh, salute, bro. Appreciate you for sliding through. How you feeling? Just a lot of nonsense being pulled on the fans, and that's why we get so much misinformation out there. And then, like I said, I was speaking on the other day. God body, salute, bro. Appreciate you for sliding through. I was saying it the other day. I don't even fully fault the content creators no more, man, because people got a job to do. They trying to do their best to provide their supporters with content that they can enjoy. But when it's come time for us to get answers to certain questions, we get misled. We get sent down the rabbit hole. Then you reporting on some shit because they passing it, they telling you this is what it is, and you find out this is not what it is. So it's like, I think they got a responsibility of doing a better job of being more transparent with the media and the creators alike. You know what I'm saying? Stop misleading the people. If you're a manager or promoter and you're not confident in your fighter's ability to beat another fighter, then just say that. Just say that. But don't mislead the public, don't mislead the people. And don't throw dirt on fighters' names. If nobody's ducking, then say nobody's ducking. We just ain't get the business worked out. You get what I'm saying? If the opportunity ain't fully presented itself yet, and you want to fight somebody, just say that. Say what it is. But all this one is ducking, or this one asks for this much money, like whatever it is, just be real with us. Opulent LD, salute, my bro. Appreciate you for sliding through. How you feeling, Brody? They all cap, not scared, but they don't have to be saying how it really is. What's going on? What's up, baby girl? How you doing, babe? Good. Yeah, man, and that's all it is, and that's just where the conversation would motivated this live. Jay Gibson, my bro, salute, appreciate you for stopping through. You know what I'm saying? And that's what motivated this, this live, man. I just want to know, we want to get to the bottom of it. We as a spectator of the sport, supporter of the sport, and supporting real boxing, and want to see the best fight the best. I think it's time for us to really start getting some answers to these questions as to like why these fighters not stepping in there with each other. And I think the blame game need to stop, and more self-accountability need to take place. And that's really what the problem is in boxing. It's easy to get a microphone or a camera crammed up under your face and then jump right into the finger pointing. You know what I mean? Because that other party or that other team ain't there to speak their piece. But all it do is mislead the people, and then leave us, you know what I mean, confused as to what's really going on in boxing. And I just think, like I said, the media need to do a better job at answering what questions they ask. The people answering the questions got to do a better job at being more transparent with the answers that they giving. To stop all the mind games and the BSing and the jerking the fans around, man. Let us get what we supposed to get, man. Let the best get in there with the best. Anything less of you cheating the people, and we ain't got to support it. And that's what it is. So, manipulating they diehard fans and defend it until they start getting suspect too and start questioning. That's what I'm saying, bro. And I think right now that's where we at a point in boxing where that need to stop. I think if you create more avenues for transparency in the sport, man, you get a better product, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, eliminate the clout chasing and the attaching your name to the popular fighter to try to make yourself look good. If you really don't want to smoke with a fighter, just say that. And it ain't got to be because you're scared. Just say that. Stop misleading people. All this fake call outs and halfway call outs and all the social media call outs. And you know how easy it is to just wake up and say, yo, we sent them a contract. How the hell I just don't believe that no more. I'm sorry. I just can't. I don't believe it no more. I just think they be saving face. They just say anything. You're not going to just make me believe, we just sent him a contract. All of a sudden, he went quiet. This dude was heavy. He was on your bumper a minute ago. Now, all of a sudden, you want me to believe that because he got the contract that he been asking for, all of a sudden, now he go quiet. It just don't make sense to me. The energy, somebody lying somewhere. And I don't know who exactly it is, but somebody lying and they misleading the people. And that is what my issue is with boxing. Stop misleading the people, because then in return, not being transparent and misleading people then create shitty content. And people could say what they want. Yeah, you could blame the creator themselves for, maybe not checking facts and sources. But, man, who's to say that what's the source nowadays? You know what I'm saying? What's the source nowadays? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important for the people that's involved in this sport, especially if they're in it for the right reasons, to start being. You're gonna hear me say transparency throughout this live, because we don't get enough of it in boxing, and I think as in return, you get shitty content because y'all giving us shit to work with. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. There's no reason why we ain't seen David Benavidez and a Jermall Charlo fight right now. There's no reason why we ain't see Charlo versus ANDRADE. You know what I'm saying? Now you got David Morrell. He a newer player, so I kind of excuse that. But it's like, all right, he asking for it, right? So there's no reason why we can't see a David Morrell versus David Benavidez. I'm not trying to hear it's too early. I don't want to hear that they get that dude a title fight, like his third or fourth fight. He went the full distance, took the title from somebody. I don't care what version of the title it is. He got one. And I know the number of fights don't necessarily, impress people. You know what I'm saying? But like I said before, I think a good question to ask is, respectfully, is there anybody on David Benavidez's entire resume that would beat David Morrell? And if the answer to that, is no, then I think we should eliminate all this talk of Morrell not being ready. Get what I'm saying? That man asking for it, I ain't saving nobody. You asking for it, put him in there. I know he ain't got a lot of fights. You know what I mean? But, hey, Loma ain't have a lot of fights when he fought Gary Russell either. You You know what I mean? I thought for sure Gary Russell was going to win that fight. And I know that's a different fight, different circumstance, but you get what I'm saying. It's similar in terms of one having a considerable more amount of pro experience over the other. But that don't necessarily mean to win. You know what I'm saying? So I think it, like, again, if the answer to the question is there anybody on Benavidez's resume that could potentially beat David Morrell? If that answer is no, then I think we should eliminate the whole notion that he's not ready and put him in there and get a kid what he asking for. Now, I think the bright side to it, some people say it's too early, but I think the bright side of it is if he do lose, it's early enough in his career we could still reap. And one loss ain't going to determine his career. You get what I'm saying? There would be no shame at all if he lost to a more experienced fighter. But I wouldn't make no excuses for him. You definitely wouldn't be hearing me say he too green. You know what I'm saying? I definitely wouldn't tell you he too green or he shouldn't have been in there with him. I would be like, I'm glad he got the opportunity, and maybe now he'll go work on some things. Maybe he ain't as good as what he thought he was. It might make him a better fighter. But I tell you what don't make fighters better, putting them in there time and time again with people that they could just walk through. And like I said, I agree with some of the stuff, and I like some of the stuff David Benavidez said. And this is no attack to David Benavidez, but you know, I like to call shit. I like to call a spade a spade. If you're gonna call Selecki a tomato can, and I don't think, you know what I mean, Selecki, I don't think I've ever even been stopped. You get what I'm saying? I think he got 2 losses over quality fighters at the time of, if I'm not mistaken, which I know I'm not. And it's like, who's more of a tomato can, David Lemieux or Macy Selecki? You get what I'm saying? And now that's easily David Lemieux is way more shot worn, and you know he got way more miles on him than Selecki do. It's not even close. You know what I'm saying? And he been not stopped on a number of occasions. He been stopped more than once. He been brutally beat up. Look how bad Triple G beat him up. You know what I'm saying? David Lemieux took some punishment in his career. Facts, Brody. You know it. You know it, Quee. You know it, sis. Facts, Jay. And we all we got, and we all we need, Brody. You know that? So we're going to keep rocking out. Y'all know I appreciate all y'all in the building. Y'all smash the like button for your boy if y'all haven't. We're going to keep rolling. But yeah, man. I got a little clip from Benavidez Pops, too.
Shut the fuck up, man. You know, let's make this fucking fight happen, you know. Let's make it on November. It's an easy fight to make. Just shut the fuck up, man. You're just talking a lot of shit, man. You know, let's make it happen, man. We're here ready to go. You know, if you say you want these fights, let's sign the contract and that's it, bro. It's an easy fight to make with the same company.
That was Benavidez Sr. talking about Charlo. He said Charlo just need to shut the, you know.
Shut the fuck up, man. You know, let's make this fucking fight happen, you know. Let's make it on November. It's an easy fight to make. Just shut the fuck up, man. You're just talking a lot of shit, man. You know, let's make it happen, man. We're here ready to go. You know, if you say you want these fights, let's sign the contract and that's it, bro. It's an easy fight to make with the same company.
No, I agree with him. I agree with Benavidez Sr. Yeah, shut up, and it's an easy fight to make. Yeah. But, you know, at the same time, you telling him to shut up, he talking just as much shit as your son. At the end of the day, we being honest, calling a spade. Every opportunity Benavidez got, he take a shot or he say something about Charlo and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? I think Charlo is just a little bit more aggressive with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the personality of the Charlos. They ain't been nobody that they ain't always been their entire career. Charlo gonna go live and light his ass up, right? Yeah, man. So he says, I want to see this one bad because I'm starting to get the feeling that people think Charlo is scared of this dude. And I just refuse to believe that. You get what I'm saying? But I will say this just to be fair. Just get in there with him, all. Get in there with him. Because we all seen what happened to the last dude that was barking up the tree, acting like you was scared of him. And the last dude that called you a turkey, you brutally knocked him out and gave him his first loss. And you potentially changed his career. And that was Julian J. Rock Williams. I salute to J. Rock. I rock with him even after the losses. But the last dude that was barking up that tree, like they really wanted that smoke with Charlo, got that smoke and then some. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you push him in the corner, he gonna respond. And I feel like if you give him an extra reason to fight you, he gonna perform. I ain't saying he win for sure, But Charlo ain't no walk in the park, man. Whether you don't like him, say that. But when it comes to boxing, salute to my bro T. What's good with it, bro? Appreciate you for sliding through. How you feeling, bro? Stood next to Davis and said, "Damn, what? Oh, David. Oh, why? He a big dude or a small dude? Clarence. I seen you took a picture with that Newark native, man, my fellow Jersey, and Shakur Stevenson. I seen you working, bro. I seen you. I meant to tell you that. I seen you doing your thing. I seen you doing your thing. I definitely seen you. Oh, you tall? Gucci. That's what I like to hear. As long as Brody good, I'm good. You good, I'm great, bro. You tall? Oh shit, Clan. Yeah, David Benny should be about 6 foot though. Solid, I believe so. 6 foot solid. But yeah, I seen you flicking it up, making your rounds, man. Yeah, I seen you with that. I seen you with Shakur, flicking it up. You know, yeah, that's what I like to see work, because he gonna before it's all said and done, he gonna grace one of these platforms. He don't know it yet, but he is. My cousin's over here a few days ago, and he was talking about hitting him up, seeing what's up. He was talking about hitting Kenny Sims up too. We was just talking about Kenny Sims earlier on Ashley Live. Salute to Ash too for having a dope live earlier, dope concept, where she did exactly what I like to do over here, create conversation. And that's what she was able to do. You know what I'm saying? With the 140, you know, just breaking that down, running through 140. But, you know, just to move forward with the topic, you know, you got multiple fights. You got at least 3 fights right now. And guys that should be mixing it up. Like, there's no reason why Andrade and BENAVIDEZ can't happen. There's no reason why BENAVIDEZ and Charlo ain't happen. Charlo and Andrade ain't happen. MORRELL and BENAVIDEZ, you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of fights to be mixing up, and we as spectators, like we pay for this shit, so we gotta demand better from these dudes, and we gotta try to move boxing in a direction that eliminates politics being a big reason why we don't get the fights. You know what I'm saying? And we can't allow them to use politics but tell us it's business. You know what I'm saying? We can't allow fighters to be ducking but then blame it on their politics either. You get what I'm saying? There's too much finger pointing in boxing and not enough self-accountability. That's what ruined the sport, and it ruined the fights, and that's why we don't get some of these fights. And David BENAVIDEZ also said, I believe in that interview too, he said it out of his own mouth. He said it's not politics. He said guys just don't be wanting to fight. And I agree. Like I said, I think it's a little bit of all that. I think it's some ducking being involved, some misleading going on. You know, it's politics. And then when they say it's just business, it ain't just the business of boxing. It's bad business that's stopping the fights from being made. So you got to be specific. It's too general when they just say, oh, it's the business of boxing. Nah, that's the bad business of boxing that's stopping the fights from being made. And there's no reason why fighters should be undefeated and then they're campaigning in 2 to 3 different weight classes together and ain't never gotten a ring with each other. There's just no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it. Like I said, I get a MORRELL situation the benefit of the doubt because he's the new kid on the block. But you at least you had Andrade and you got Charlo that been in 2 divisions with each other, and they're possibly gonna be in 3. Same deal with Canelo, and none of these dudes gonna mix it up. But I feel like Charlo get the bad rap for not fighting nobody. But I keep trying to tell people, he's not only fighting people or big names, but the other guys at 160 ain't fighting the big names either. And then the name that y'all want him to fight the most, he not even in the same weight class with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's tricky. It's tricky. Boxing is tricky, and why I say that, and that's why I titled it this way, because you know you got the pushing the people that's gonna try to push politics while the fights ain't happening. You got people that's gonna push it just being the business while the fights ain't happening, and then we all know you got fighters just flat out avoiding / ducking top competition, and then blaming it on politics or business. Like I said, man, when you got that going on, it forced me to do, come here, do lives like this and ask questions and see if we can get any answers, man. What's really going on in the sport of boxing, and why aren't we getting these fights when we should be? But yeah, man. Hopefully this year, man, we get a David Benavidez against a marquee name, a quality name. You know what I'm saying? He did go on his IG and he said he had an announcement that the fans is going to like. So usually when fighters talk like that, I mean they got a solid opponent, but it still remains to be seen who this opponent is going to be. Now his brother fighting Danny Garcia this weekend, which is tomorrow. He fighting Danny Garcia tomorrow, so pretty sure he's looking to make an announcement soon because being that his brother about to have a fight. So hopefully we get an announcement as to who gonna be the next opponent for Benavidez.
Fuck
David Benavidez. All right, come see the match. All right, come on. You can't beat me in shit. For the whole week. You been the whole week, right?
Like video games.
Nothing. You can't beat me in shit. Don't worry about it, dog. I wanted the fight to happen. I talked to Al. We're going to make the fight happen. If not, then we're going to keep fighting what we're fighting. You know what I'm saying? I got the best management in the group. Trust me, my handler is doing great. They're doing great with my career.
And you see, Pete, that y'all see the energy that they got?
Shut the fuck up, man. Let's make this fucking fight happen, Let's make it on November. It's an easy fight to make. Just shut the fuck up, man. You just talk.
Fuck David Benavidez.
First word come out their mouth is shut the fuck up and fuck David Benavidez. All right, well.
Fuck David Benavidez. All right, come see the match. All right, come on. You can't beat me in shit. For the whole week. You been the whole week, right?
Like video games.
Nothing. You can't beat me in shit. Don't worry about it, dog. I wanted the fight to happen. I talked to Al. We're going to make the fight happen. If not, then we're going to keep fighting what we're fighting. You know what I'm saying? I got the best management in the group. Trust me, my handler is doing great. They're doing great with my career.
Well, you see, you're going to talk to Al. You're going to make the fight happen. So, see, this is what I'm saying. This is part of the fake and shake that Sis was talking about. Which one is it? Are you going to talk to Al? Y'all going to make the fight happen? They always talking about something. If not, you got to think about what you're saying. You're saying two different things, man. And it's not intentional, but that could be a little misleading. Are you going to talk to him and actually try to make the fight? Or are y'all going to keep barking at each other in separate divisions and never fight each other? Because if that continues, then you already know the climate. Jermall Charlo is going to get critiqued more heavily than Benavidez. That's just what it is. Benavidez could fight tomato can after tomato can according to his own words. You know what I'm saying? And he won't be critiqued for it, but Charlo don't have the same luxury. So I think low key they both need each other, because if Benavidez can't get a quality name at 68, he might need to explore 75. He might need to go up. See what I'm saying? Charlo next, Benavidez ready. Look, hey, I'm a Jose, salute, bro. Appreciate you for stopping through. Yeah, man, I'm with it. That's why I played that. That's why I brought this up. And and these are recent interviews and things that people are doing. So this is something that is being discussed. And my thing is, when are they going to fight? Let's see. My question is, what fighter gonna say, yeah, I love him and he gonna kick my ass though? None of them, Queen. None of them. And it's cool. Like, we want them to be confident that they can beat one another. But what we also want to see is them actually make an attempt to do so, not just keep calling for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all really want to fight? Because again, like, you got, I'm with you, Quay. You got Benavidez saying he they sent Morrell a contract, but we all know business work a little differently than that, from what I understand. I'm gonna keep saying that. So it's like, it's a lot of misleading and slick talk, and it's a lot of barking going on, but nobody biting. So I just want to see, out of these names that I got up here, out of these 4 fighters, who gonna be the first? That's my question also. Who's going to be the first to mix it up with each other? But my main thing is, I know it might not look it to some people, but I just don't feel like Charlo is scared of Benavidez. I just don't. Everything he said is Texas, right? You know it, and that's what I'm saying. And I think another resolution to this issue with some of these fights not being made is if, for example, Mel Charlo is in a situation where those dudes at 54 mix it up. The best be fighting each other at 54, not so much for 60. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it's like if you can't have the success your brothers haven't due to you not being able to force other guys to get in the ring with you. And I think a potential solution to your issue would be to move up. And I think the same could be said for, David Benavidez or anybody else that's having problems getting fights. Just go up a level, go up a notch, because ain't no way you gonna continue. Everybody ain't gonna duck you. Marlon's Benavidez, Charlo. I honestly don't think he's ready yet. Morrell. And again, Jose the Morrell situation is unique to me. It's a little different because he ain't the typical prospect calling for a top name, like, in my opinion, because they got this dude on the fast track. And like I said, he competed for a title in like his third or fourth fight. You know what I'm saying? Out the gate. So he got a version of a title. He's undefeated. Cuban got a hell of an amateur pedigree. You know what I'm saying? The dude only lost 2 fights as an amateur. And I think a good question to ask in terms of the people that don't feel like Morrell is ready, and I get it in terms of pro experience, the number of fights, I get it, the amount of rounds he boxed, I get all of that. But I would say this, for the people that don't think Morrell is ready, could anybody that's on Benavidez's resume beat Morrell right now? Like, regardless of how you beat him, I just don't think it's nobody on Benavidez's resume that'll give Morrell trouble right now. You know what I'm saying? And I think because of that reason, or because at least that's the way I think, because I see it that way, I feel like when you factor that in, nobody on the resume would possibly beat David Morrell. He probably beat everybody that, Benavidez fought. You factor that in with the fact that they got him on the fast track. He competed for the title so early, and not only did he compete for the title, he won it. So it gives him a better argument for being more ready than not ready. Because once you get a belt, you get what I'm saying? Imagine getting a belt, right? And then saying, I'm not ready for that other champion. You get what I'm saying? So it's like once you have a belt, it just is what it is. And regardless of how you got it, whether it was a vacant belt by default, whether you fought somebody that was on their way out, a faded champion with the belt, I mean, those things can be taken into consideration. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you are a champion. And champions do what? They fight other champions. It's all good, man. It's all good, Brody. We all do it. The only way to know is throwing them in the ring, and that's always going to be the ultimate. That's always going to be the, the true way to find out. That's going to be the only way, truly. But I'm pretty sure, if you listen to what I'm saying, that kind of got to make some sense. You get what I'm saying? Champions fight other champions. He got a belt. He on a fast track. He calling for the smoke. He's young enough where I don't think a loss would be that damaging that he wouldn't be able to recover from. So the possibility of him losing is definitely there, but his willingness to want to be great might override that. So he might be willing to get in the ring. And just like Benavidez said, he heard Ronnie Shields say, he don't want to rush it. And he did speak like that, but he also said he wasn't getting away if he truly wanted to fight. So we just gonna have Yeah, it is Quay. Yeah. And Skywalker, we got you, bro. We got you. But yeah, man, and that's just what it is. That's where I'm at with Morrell. I know it's tricky, because that number of fights just got people looking like, ain't no way he ready. I get it, but he'd beat David Lemieux ass right now. I know he would. David Morrell would trash David Lemieux right now, and he might not do it in the same fashion is Benavidez, but do that make him any less credible? As long as he get the job done, you know what I mean? He good. As long as all are good, I'm glad that all the bros is good. But yeah, man, it's gonna be tricky. So, I mean, once you start calling for the smoke, like we gonna expect you to get in there. And again, you know, according to Benavidez, they sent some contract. I just want to hear the response from David Morrell or his team publicly. But I did hear somebody from that team kind of saying that ain't true either. So again, that brings me back to my point with the misleading and the lack of transparency from between, you know, the boxing media, the content creators, and then the fighters, trainers, and managers alike. The information that they put out is just not transparent. It's always a bunch of finger pointing and back and forth. Facts, bro. Ronnie Shields does a great job with morale. Better now, facts. And Morrell, I think, is going to continue to improve, but it's hopefully like you know, if he's not going to Benavidez route, that's not a fight he get next. Hopefully they continue to put Morrell in there with people that can test him, because again, they don't want to stagnate the growth, and I understand rushing him, but again, man, that dude lost 2 amateur fights, man, for what it's worth, and that's not easy to do. You know what I'm saying? So he's a little bit ahead of the curve. Like, he's not the average or typical fighter with 7 fights. You know what I'm saying? And again, like, look how many fights Loma had when he fought Gary Russell. It wasn't even close. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. TWT, I appreciate my family in the building. You're rolling up. Okay. No doubt. I got a clip right here. You know, I'll be here for a little minute because I ain't even hit the hour mark yet. So we good. We good. But again, man, damn, okay. Okay, everybody roll up then. Okay, the smokers. Get it in then. But yeah, man, these potential fights, man, they need to be made. These fights need to be made, and we need to push for them to be made because they all quality fights, and they boxing to be better because of it. Like I said, you got a lot of great matchups. You got Benavidez against any of these dudes, whether it's Benavidez against Morrell, Charlo, or Andrade, all great fights. You know what I'm saying? He critiqued, he also critiqued Andrade for calling out Chris Eubank, and I'm just a little surprised by that. Just a little surprised by that, but in a way, I'm not. But it's like he called out. They act like Chris Eubank is some little ass boy that he called out or something. Now it might not be the popular name, but this dude competed at 168 at one point, and again, if he can call out a damn welterweight or entertain a fight potentially with a welterweight, then, you know what I mean? Why are y'all jumping down, Andre throat for saying something about fighting? Y'all dudes won't get in there. Facts, smoke session. Facts, T, free pop, smoke session. Y'all smash the like button. We gonna keep rolling. This Chop Top was good with it, bro. Was good with it. We're here chopping it up about these potential fights that should happen, and I was in here, chopping up on why they don't happen, and if it's the politics, if it's ducking, or if it's just business as usual. You know what I'm saying? Love to see Andre get that big fight. Facts, bro, because I mean, he only getting older, he's not getting no younger, man, and his prime years is passing him by. He's not gonna be in his prime forever. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna be in his physical prime forever. You gotta have him go ahead and get him a marquee name under his belt, man. This first can be easy Bunch of ducking, in my opinion. Hey, bro, it's cool because that's what we've been chopping it up on. I was trying to, ask, I wanted to know what y'all thought anyway. Because for me, I said it's a little mixture of all of it. It's the politics involved. It's the business. But again, let's be specific. And I said, don't let them off the hook when they tell us it's just the business of boxing stopping the fights. Nah, it ain't that. It's the bad business of boxing stopping the fights. The bad business of boxing stopping the fights. You know what I'm saying? The promoters, managers, the fighters, for one, not being on the same accord. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't be releasing statements that's contradicting what your fighter is saying. How y'all not in tune? You got a fighter that just put out a video or did a whole interview talking about how he ready to fight somebody. How you gonna then come out and demand a bogus amount of money or say something that's gonna contradict and go against what the fighter just said? And then we sitting up here like damn fools arguing back and forth as to who ducking, who keeping it real, who lying. Smoke something, still smoking that B-Day pack. Okay, smoke something in, my bro. What is it, duck? To me, T, I think a duck is anybody putting energy into not fighting top competition and going away from the smoke. You know what I mean? To me, a duck is more than somebody saying, I want to fight you, and then the fight not happen. You get what I'm saying? I think a lot of people be misusing it, but to me, it's like ducking. To me, is people that accept the franchise title. You know what I mean? Because that's like a destination belt. Like you can't win it or lose it. They petition for it or whatever the hell the case is, getting it, but you don't lose it or win it. But it's like people misuse the word, and I think it take more than you getting on social media saying you want to fight me. Then it take more than that for the fight to be made. That's not how the fights get made. You know what I mean? That will generate interest because we'll hear it and we'll feel like that's where you want to go with it. But I think you don't actually go through the actual steps and the necessary procedures to get the fight done. Then you just barking, and that's the problem too. It'd be too much barking. Everybody barking, nobody doing no biting. Yeah, the duck is the people that's either going out of their way to avoid top competition or just obviously just taking, lower level fights and then dressing them up or making excuses as to why certain fights didn't happen. Like I said, they do a lot of it, blaming it on the business of boxing, and it ain't just the business. Be specific. It's y'all doing bad business when it comes to getting these fights done. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that, you're not going to get nowhere doing bad business. I always say good business is when everybody walk away happy. And there should be enough money in boxing where that should never be the excuse no more at this point, because they use that far too long in the sport. There's not no money in this or this one pricing themselves out. Man, stop trying to screw the fighters over. They putting their life on the line. My thought process is get them the money that they need so we can see the fights that we need to see, that y'all keep asking us to pay for. No, just don't want to have to breathe real with each other, so they're being that whole issue. And that's the problem too. And that's the politics side. And they're there. That way of thinking is bad for the sport too. And I don't care how long they feel like they've been in there. If y'all don't want to do business with each other, how does that? Like, you get what I'm saying? How is that good for the sport of boxing? Because say a certain promoter, say, Al Heyman, for example, with all the talent that he got on his roster, he don't want to do business with absolutely nobody else at all, in no way, shape, or form. Like, just think about how many fights that's taken off the table. And that goes for the other side as well. Like, I think that whole notion of not wanting to do business with each other, they need to do away with it, because it's just not good for the sport. But again, we all know how corrupt it can be and how everybody's not in it for the right reasons. They just in it to line their pockets. Bad business. A fight can always make enough money for everybody. Yeah, bad business is why the fights don't happen. I don't know if you was getting my point, but that's why I'm saying that fights don't happen. It's because of bad business. Not just see, they just tell us the business of boxing and they generalize it like that and just throw it out there because it sounds like something to say, but nah, it's deeper than that. And it'd be, like I said, it'd be a combination of all that. Be some ducking going on and people don't be keeping it real. People be allowing the politics to be more of a factor than it should be. You know what I mean? Then the bad business, like I said, is what ultimately be damaging fights too. Different networks as well. You know, it's too, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Bad business to me is networks not wanting to work with each other for the benefit of the sport. It's not about them. You know what I'm saying? And that they need to. It's bigger than them and what they want. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to get a people something. Because again, as much as y'all saying it's a business, you want people to pay their money for it, right? So we're not gonna pay our money for stuff we don't want, right? The fighter's not wanting to risk it. They just get their belts and they owes us. See, it's some of that too, and that just falls. That right there, my bro, that falls into the category of like ducking / avoiding or avoiding / ducking. You know what I'm saying? That's why I put those specific points up there. You know, politics. You know what I mean? Ducking or just business. And again, that right there will fall into the lines of avoiding ducking. And then I feel like some of these fighters feel like it's their business, part of their business is protecting the line in your pockets. And I get it, trying to make as much money as possible, but be transparent with the fans. Yeah, and I was just getting to that point, bro, Jose. If it's all about money, and that's just what you in it for, say that. And I think people at the very least, they'd be able to respect it. Don't force feed us legacy when it's really about money, Richard. And we get it as prize fighting. You want to maximize your profits. You want to make as much money as you can, and I understand that. But just don't let that be the sole purpose of why you're doing anything. And I don't care what that is. I don't care. My sole purpose for getting up here speaking boxing ain't just money. I actually have a passion for it. So that I feel like boxing is that type of sport. If you're not in it because you're passionate about it. On any scale, on any level, whether you the dude that hold the spit bucket, if you don't have some type of passion about the sport, you just shouldn't be in it. Because I don't think it's a place for that. You don't need that. I mean, you don't need those. You know, you don't have those people that's just in it to try to make their money. That's them. But I think ultimately the sport will be built on passion and integrity, man, principles, morals, and shit like that. You involve more of that into boxing, you get a better product, less bad business, less politics, more results. You know what I'm saying? More business being done, and fighters being taken care of, so the business can be done. So the business ain't just the business; it's good business of boxing, and it's getting fights done. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like boxing can make that kind of transition, man. I'm telling you, man. But again, it's just not no overnight shit. Because it should go deep, man, and you got too many selfish people in the sport. People that's just in it for the wrong reasons are in it for themselves, or like I said, just to line their pockets. Like in the 80s and the 90s, it was business. And again, I think even more so now than ever, because it's different ways to bring eyes and attention to yourself. It's different ways to monetize off your brand and your likeness. So, you know, it's more of a business now than it ever was. I feel like one of the biggest separations, personally, in my opinion, from fighters of the past, you know, to fighters now, I think, you know, the reasons they were in it were different back then, and I think they actually, you know, for the large part, a lot of these people was in it, you know, through struggle, or you know what I mean. The reasoning for being there was different, so their hunger was different, and as a result, they fought different. They avoided less people. They did less ducking and more fighting, way more fighting. But, you know, nowadays you got all this social media attention and all the different ways to bring attention to yourself that people be damn near scared to lose. You know what I mean? They don't be wanting to risk it all. know what I'm saying? And it be motivated by money. Like, well, if I lose this fight, then I ain't gonna be able to make this bag. So it's like back then, I don't think they cared about that as much. You know what I'm saying? And I think as a result, you got a hungrier, more driven fighter and a better product out there, period, for the people to see. So I think nowadays with it being even more of a business and being more avenues and ways for fighters to make money and maximize off their talent, I think that's been killing people hunger and drive in a lot of cases. And you've been seeing fighters kind of quit before it's their time. You know what I'm saying? Premature retirement, and you know what I mean? Guys taking 1 or 2 losses and not really fighting no more like that. You see that with some fighters. And just to add to my point, like, if you're able to have success, like, outside the ring in the actual sport, you're able to make money away from the actual ring and sport, then I think as a result, that could also kill your drive and hunger too, depending on what type of person you are and for what reasons that you initially was in the sport. I always use Ryan Garcia for example, because he's one of those well-marketed kids outside the sport, but he just don't have the hunger. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what's killing the sport to a certain degree too. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the business outside the sport been too good for him. You know what I'm saying? And he been able to make too much money. You know, his mentality is for sure, bro. For sure. And he definitely need to change it. And I think until he do that, he gonna always be a limited fighter. It's gonna be more than just a chin up in the air with that dude. It's gonna be more than just something physical where he lacks something physical. I'm gonna always go back to it being mental with Ryan Garcia. For me. Ryan trash. Yeah, man, gotta change his mentality. Gotta change his mentality and do something to get motivated again and hungry. Because it seemed like that's lacking, and I think it's only so far you're gonna get if you lack motivation and hunger, along with the proper improvements in training as well. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about how many boxes he not checking. I mean, you look like you lack the hunger and drive and the work ethic in the ring, the consistency as well. You know what I'm saying? You just don't seem driven and hungry. That's you on borrowed time. Like, you're not passionate about the sport you participate in. You more content with winning subpar fights against, like, you know, mid-level opponents, and then talking crazy on social media and making money outside the sport. And I think he's cool with that. I think he's good. If he can go his whole career until he show me something different, that's just my thoughts. So if he can go his whole career this way, calling out the top fighters, never having to fight him, fighting mid-level guys, and still trying to keep his name relevant because he has an O attached to his name, but ain't fought no quality opponents, really, no ranked opponents, should I say? Like, it says a whole lot and a little bit at the same time about this dude. He's good for boxing. He's no. Yeah, I mean, I would say this: his mentality, and not try again because I'm just I try to call it as straight as I can and don't come off as harsh or overly critical. Sometimes I'm gonna be harsh. It's just what it is. I ain't gonna be perfect, but I think his mentality is no good for boxing because his mindset is no good for boxing. For the sport he want to compete in, he need to go for the way that it look like he operate. He need to go do something, participate in a sport that he can play. If that makes sense, you can't play boxing. And I think Ash alluded to it earlier on her live. Salute to Ash. She said it. She feel like Ryan playing boxing right now. I agree to a certain degree. It looks like that's what he's doing. He's just not taking it as serious as he needs to. And, and it just, that's what it is. Damn, bro, let me turn it down. Let me take it easy on. Ryan is fast. We'll take care of that. Facts. It's a coach in here. Yeah, I feel it's a coach in here too, Brody. Yeah, Jose. Yeah, Tank got the intellect, the speed, the intelligence, the ring IQ, and the patience. Most importantly, the patience. Tank has the patience that he needs to deal with Ryan. Somebody want to come in there and try to be all fast. He got the patience and the IQ to deal with all of that. He got the punching power to put him in the hospital somewhere or to give him the nap of his dream. Get him out of here. Yeah, and again, just to try to be fair to him and realistic. And again, it's more so I stay true to my name. It's not to be nice to him. It's to stay true to my name, because me staying true to what my name represents is more important than what Ryan Garcia feels about my critiques on him. So again, that's why I try to call it fair. But I feel like the biggest issue with him when it comes to boxing is his mentality and his lack of drive and hunger. I mean, he lacked discipline. You know what I'm saying? He lack hunger to me, but he don't lack a mouthpiece. He can run that mouth like none other. You know what I'm saying? Pay good money, see them perform, and fight the best. And that's all I'm saying, Jay. You see what I'm saying? And that's just that's what I'm getting at the end of the day. And not just from Ryan. I ain't even turning this on him because it just ain't a Ryan Garcia, live. So, but this is definitely about 160 and 168 and how they all need to mix it up, because regardless of what anybody feel about Charlo, equality. Regardless of what anybody feel about Andrade, equality. Regardless of what anybody feel about BENAVIDEZ, he's put in a position where he look like he's quality. He's worth somebody fighting. You know what I'm saying? And, David MORRELL, he's young, but he's on a fast track, Cuban fighter. He look like he's in a position to be able to do some things. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, and I'll say again, he's in a tricky situation for the people that feel like he ain't ready. It's tricky to say that when you dude's sitting up with a whole title. You know what I'm saying? Smacking him jaw. Let me shred. He just got all work. Wasn't anything all right? So what's good with it, bro? Appreciate you stopping through. Yeah, I was just in here chopping it up about people in the sport of boxing using politics, ducking in the business to not make big fights, and us happen to be the reason that shit can't exist, because we demand better if y'all want us to pay. I'm gonna keep saying that. And I don't pay for every single fight, but everybody spend money watching these fights. I've been to them personally in the flesh. I mean, been and seen some quality fights in my day. So at the end of the day, I think I got a say when it comes to the kind of quality that they putting out here. Because again, they ask us to pay, but then do they give us what we ask for? So I say this: if they don't give us what we ask for, then we don't pay. It's just that sounds simple to me. You know what I mean? And that ain't asking for too much. Fuzzy Pants was good with it. You already know. Salute, bro. Appreciate you for sliding too. Yeah, man, we're gonna keep demanding. We're gonna keep demanding for the best fights. Because that's what we want. That's how you move boxing ahead. You know what I'm saying? You demand the best fight the best. You don't support nonsense. You don't help the people in boxing push false narratives and bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And we holding people accountable now. Again, You got Benavidez claiming he sent the contract to Morrell. I hope to hear something back from Team Morrell or something realistic, man, because I'm tired of hearing we sent somebody a contract and then the fight never happened and we supposed to believe Morrell ducked. In reality, he already in negotiations for fighting somebody else. It's like when a dude is aggressively calling y'all out, ain't nothing being said. But then as soon as he got a fight lined up, it's like now y'all sent him a contract. That shit just too convenient, and it's starting to be math to me. You know what I mean? It ain't a coincidence because it's every time I turn around, that's even the way. That's the method that they use. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's stalled up right now. No big fights happening anytime soon, and that's not good because. It's like, and that's my question, Mr. Chop Top. So what's the holdup? Is it politics? Is it ducking? Or is it bad business, bro? What you think? Is it just business, should I say? To me, it's bad business, it's politics, and it's ducking. It's a little bit of all that going on. And it's a lack of self-accountability. You know what I'm saying? And way too much finger pointing going on in boxing. Nobody want to be the blame. Nobody want to be the reason. Nobody want to be the solution. But everybody claiming they want to fight. You get what I'm saying? You put the camera and the microphone under any fighter face, they gonna tell you they want to fight. But then when we look at the landscape of things and how shit transpired, we ain't seeing these fights. But you claim you want to fight. Y'all claim y'all want to fight each other. It's gonna take more than y'all barking on social media. And in these different platforms and these interviews saying y'all want to fight, not making no actual attempt to get the fights made. That's what's frustrating in the sport. That's what, yeah, facts, bro. It's all three. It's a little bit of all that going on in boxing right now. It's some ducking. It's some politics being played, and what they calling just business, I'm calling bad business. You know what I'm saying? I'm being specific with it. I feel like that's bad business that's stopping fights from being made and a lack of self-accountability. You can't just say you want to fight somebody and don't make the proper moves to get the fight made. Or go quiet. Or I'm pretty sure y'all not just writing up contracts hoping that somebody going to agree to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that's not how it go. David Benavidez, somebody got to show me something. Show us something, a contract that was written up, and show me that a nigga avoided you or didn't want to fight. I don't want to place the duck tag on nobody if there ain't no actual duck. You know what I'm saying? See what you realize with that, bro. So let me ask y'all too, man. While I'm at it, man, which one of these fights y'all want to see the most, man? Do y'all want to see Morrell? Do y'all want to see Morrell in there, or y'all really feel like it's too early? So y'all want to throw Morrell out the picture. So again, y'all want to see Boo Andrade and Charlo Benavidez, you know what I mean? Benavidez, Charlo Benavidez, and Andrade. That's what I'm saying, bro. Show me the contract. That's how they say, show me the money, show me the contract. I got you, bro. Show me that you sent this dude the contract and he ain't signed it or he avoided it. So we can place appropriate duck tags on people. I don't want to call nobody no duck if they really ain't one. You want to see Andrade and Charlo? I ain't mad at that. I think that was years in the making. Should have been happening. And they still young enough where it can happen and it'll be a good fight too. So I don't want to hear they age each other out because they didn't. They did let it marinate, but I said, hey, bro, it's funny you said that. I don't know if you heard the clip that I played earlier, but that's what Benavidez said too. Somebody at the interview, I think, suggested that, the Benavidez brothers versus the Charlo brothers. I said, hey, I watched that shit. I watched it, bro. It can happen. They terrified. Which ones? Who you think don't want it? Who you think don't want it? Mr. Charlo versus Andrade. Yeah, man. That'd be a hell of a fight right now. And I don't see. That's my thing. I don't see why it can't be made. We can't allow them to keep, doing bad business and finger pointing with no accountability, no self accountability, just the blame game. Like that's not how we get to fight. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gotta be held accountable. So to get one Charlo, let alone two. Yeah. You see him take a little shot. It ain't easy. It ain't hard to get Mel fighting. And I think we all know Mel Charlo beat the hell out of Jose Benavidez right now. Yeah, bro. He said it. Yeah. Benavidez, the interviewer, they suggested it, The Benavidez brothers versus Charlo brothers. I said. He said, hell nah, they don't want to get Jose get his ass chopped up by Mel. And David and Maul, Charlo will be at war. I ain't even lying to you. They the best man win, but Charlo, I'm telling you, I think some people sleeping on him in that fight. I really do. Mel would stop Benavidez Jr. Yeah, that's a fact, bro. See what's good with it, bro.
What's good for?
Well, he's laughing. I'm laughing right with you.
Oh, Dave. No, I'm laughing at your way. He said, Dave, you got to show us a contract. Well, these niggas not wanting to fight or something, bro.
We can't.
They just keep saying these people don't want to fight.
You know what? When they say they send somebody a contract nowadays, it's giving me like drawing board vibes. Like when the fighters say, we gotta go back to the drawing board. I'm getting them type of vibes like that. First of all, that drawing board is bullshit. So don't say that no more. Don't say it no more. Just say you gonna get back in the gym, work on some shit. Just leave the drawing board part out of it. So it's like when they say, yo, I sent them a contract. That's what I feel like y'all saying. It's like, you're lying, man. You don't draw up contracts knowing they cost money, just hoping that when you send it over, he gonna accept it. Like, well, ain't no type of agreement, no sit down, no nothing, no negotiations, just straight up draw up a contract. So am I crazy for questioning that? Like, and I like Benavidez, but maybe your team told you that and you just pushing it. Like, yeah, we did send him a contract, bro. Hey, where? Y'all fucking lying, man. Can't keep just lying.
Show us the term sheet.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my bros. Yeah, we doing all right. So how you, my bro? Get up in there. Just had to talk about this because it seemed like a good conversation. And again, these names is just being mixed up with each other. That's why I thumbnailed it the way I did it. And look, man, ain't none of these fights out the realm of possibility. They all can happen. And again, for the people that say, Morrell ain't got enough fights, think about Lomachenko, Gary Russell. Just think about that for a second. And I know, I get it, but just think about it. He ain't had that many fights either at all. Shit, he had less fights than Morrell. You know what I'm saying? When he fought Gary Russell, Loma. He didn't even have 7 fucking fights. So, you know what I'm saying? This whole notion that just because he ain't got enough fights, it don't mean that fight won't be one of David Benavidez's toughest fights, win, lose, or draw. I just think Morrell a little bit ahead of the curve. Like, he ain't perfect yet. He got some flaws, of course. Well, fights don't, but he a little bit different than your typical fighter with 7 too. I'm telling you, activity, comfortability, intelligence, like that dude is smart, man.
It'll be both of they
free
hardest fight
with it. Mm-hmm.
It'll be both of their hardest fight.
Yeah, I agree. I think they need to stop disregarding fucking
shout out OTB. He had Bridman on the other day. He the trainer Karan Davis. Karan Davis came from 154.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I caught that. Yeah, shout out to OTB. Yeah, having Bread Man on today. There's a lot going on today. People moving. We had Bread Man on. You know, Bread Man reference from Philly. And, Skywalker had Tim Witherspoon Jr. on rep.
Yeah.
That's dope. Dude gave a good conversation, and I appreciate him because he talked until his phone died. I said, yeah, that's what's up. He really gave the people his time, man. Seemed like he was in a good mood to be talking to some people too, man. Like this energy. It wasn't fake or half-assed. It was legit. Like, you know, wanted to talk a little bit. Brad Man training kid with Plant now. Is he?
Yeah, he is. Just he said that.
I still like Caleb Plant even after the loss, bro. I don't know. It seemed like after the loss, people can start writing them off altogether now. I think he's gonna beat Darrell.
Yeah, people be weird like that.
Boxing.
What's going on, my brother?
Good, D Free.
What's good, Free?
Not much. What y'all chopping up here about?
Your favorite fighter, Ryan Garcia? No, I'm just
all these fights not happening and shit like that. You know, I was asking, was it the politics? Was it ducking? Or was it just business? But, you know, I said I called it bad business. And I said it's a little bit of all that shit going on. There just ain't no reason why we ain't seeing Charlo and BENAVIDEZ, or even though they're in different divisions, it ain't even about them. It's just the fact that there's so much traction with them talking back and forth to each other. So it's to the point where I'm like, man, you said you gonna talk to Al. Like, all right. So you need to talk to Al then, because I want to see it. And then you got BENAVIDEZ coming out saying he sent MORRELL a contract and they went quiet. Yeah, that L don't define the Zoom. So that's what I've been chopping it up on. Like, I don't believe he sent no contract to MORRELL, though. It just sounds good. It's like, it just sounds good. Who's he fighting? Who that? Anthony Darrell. I mean, yeah, Anthony Darrell is on Caleb fighting, I believe. So now, more, yeah. It's gonna be hard to get Caleb Plant back in the ring because of the big check he got from Canelo. Nah, he gonna fight Anthony Darrell, guy body. He go get back in the ring. I like what Caleb Plant said though, man, before the fight with Canelo. Like basically, I forgot how he put it, but said something like, you know, basically, you know, putting it all on the line, and if he crashed and burned on the way there, then so be it. Like, I don't know. To me, that's like saying, like, you know, that's understanding that. Look, man, I'm doing this shit. I'm in it to fight the best, and in doing so, if I happen to take a loss on the way there, then it is what it is. Like, I feel like with that mentality, that's just being in touch with reality. You're not accepting defeat, but you just understanding that the possibility is real and it's there, especially on the route you going, because you're trying to chase the best fights possible. So you know that it's a real possibility that you could crash and burn. I think that's what crash and burn meant to me. You lose on the way there, but, you know, so be it. Like, you know, you'll get right back to it. So I just want to see how he's going to look when we get back in the ring. I think he'd be all right. Like, just because he came up. Yeah, his backstory. Man, that shit he went through, I got to rock with him.
Him and Darrell.
Yeah, I forgot the date on it. But yeah, Zoom, yeah, him and Darrell. Yeah, everybody, he coming back. The fighter on the time we rock with. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's what I push over here. I'm an advocate for that. Rock with the fighters that lose the draw, especially when they went in there when they took a real challenge or fought the best or what people calling the best. You entertain a real 50-50 fights. I ain't mad at you for losing. I really ain't. It's just part of it. Like, you know, and again, like, people, you know, some people, I see certain people make topics and they ask in Mayweather room boxing, and I'm like, you know why that's a lot to put on one person, you can say maybe he altered the thinking. You know what I'm saying? But to say he like you're out of it now, so it has to continue. So we gotta get out of that mentality that he ruined it. Like, what's that saying about boxing as it moves forward? You know what I'm saying? Why are we watching a sport that's so ruined by one dude?
They just like to say this shit because they want to say a black man ruined boxing.
You know what I'm saying? And I just don't feel like that's it. I feel like that's putting too much on it. It's no one person can have that type of impact to ruin any sport that has that many participants in it. And
that Mayweather ruined boxing shit come from him making more money on his own than they wanted him to.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna look for it, Zoom. I'm gonna look for it.
It's always the underlying the reason why these narratives exist about certain fights.
Yeah, that's why I like talking to y'all, because you see where, like, motherfuckers don't just be pulling shit out their ass. These people really be coming out of nowhere with this weird shit. And I feel like these be the people that complain too much about boxing. And I guess no self-accountability, just always looking for somebody to blame. Like, get the fuck out of here. It's just not that simple. It sound easy to say, oh, it's Floyd's fault. No, it ain't, man. Boxing is continuing after him. What is y'all talking about? All these great fights, all these great fighters. What is y'all talking about? Got these women putting on for the sport. What is you talking about? All this undisputed going around. What is we talking about? Get the hell out of here. Ain't no one person ruin no damn sport. No. Did he alter the way certain people approach, like, babying that? Oh, to a certain degree, yeah. Did maybe the way people think in negotiations to a certain degree, maybe people thinking they Floyd when they not, maybe. But to blame it all on him, nah, man, because people still got to be their own man, and they got to understand what worked for him might not work for you. The only thing you need to be taking from Floyd's career is his work ethic, if possible, taking that, learning that he put everything into this shit and trying to fight the absolute best people. You know what I'm saying? So, at least getting yourself to a point. They be trying to skip the process. But again, man, you can't blame that all on him. You still got to be your own man and move accordingly. They don't got it on Boxer yet. I'm gonna look to see if it's a date. Yeah, that knockout was nasty. I like the Durrells, man. Like him, man. Drake Durrell. I thought he was going, it was gonna be a little different for him, but I always knew when he took that loss against Arthur Abraham. Well, he won, but he took that punch. He just never looked exactly the same from that point on in his career. Like it was something like up top with him. I think he got hit, and then I think he got hit again like that by Uzcategui in the first fight where his uncle hooked off on dude.
Yeah,
like damn, like those type of shots, like them shit's not good. That one was more recent than, you know what I mean? The first one, damn, that shit just changed him to me. Brother's still hanging in there. It's just like Anthony Peterson still hanging in there. You would think, because that dude be in crazy shape. The way he be working out, shit. Anthony Peterson, like, damn. I hung around for a minute, but he just don't be fighting. I don't know who the type of dudes he be fighting.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. Durrell and Plant is supposed to be fighting. I definitely got Plant winning on points, of course. I don't see him stop.
Let's go. Caleb Plant loves what I like to hear. I got Plant beating Durrell too, but it ain't gonna be easy for him. But I don't think Durrell got enough at this point to be Plant.
Yeah. I think Plant gonna be at our boxing.
I think Plant should probably go ahead and fight David after this.
It's crazy. I want to see that fight, but I'm kind of like, I don't know how I feel for him against David Benavidez, bro.
I want Plant to go ahead and fight him now because he ain't got shit to lose. So go ahead and fight. So I think he'll fight him to the death.
Because he got the boxing ability. But it's like, yo, I could see him hitting David Benavidez reddening his face up. I can see that. But I can see Benavidez smiling and like, you get what I'm saying, trying to really hurt this dude, yeah. Is he gonna try to hurt him, yo? This one person I know seems like they don't like Caleb Plant is that dude. Benavidez seems like he do not like him.
No, not one bit.
That shit is like, yeah, they gotta get it on. I should have threw him in here too. Forgot that I should have threw Caleb Plant in this stuff, man. That's a good one too. I almost forgot about him. Yeah, man, I just be saying it. It's just these fights need to happen, man. We gotta stop allowing them to push politics when it's really bad business. Stop just calling it just the business of boxing when it's really the bad business of boxing, and it's fucking up fights. You know, stop calling it ducking when it's bad business. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's always some shit. Like, we can't never get the straight story. Why is this fight not happening? Is it because y'all only called each other out on social media and either one of y'all motherfuckers made an attempt to actually make the fight? Like, this is where I'm going with it because I'm getting tired of it. I'm not going to lean too heavily one way or the other unless somebody got a track record for ducking. All that shit is like they be misusing the word. Like, motherfuckers get on social media, y'all call each other out up there, and that's it. And then the fight's so happy, y'all be like, whoa. We tried to make the fight. How did you try? Did you get his team up? Like, what happened? Did you just call him out on social media or in the interview and that was it? And now he ducked you? Nah, bro. That's not ducking.
Hey, how you trying to make the fight happen? I just did right here. And I see it.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like, you just did right here, huh? All right, bet. So, all right, I want to fight Jake Paul next. Jake Paul, I'm calling Jake Paul out, yeah. That's dude from Jersey. I want to fight Jake Paul. If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If he don't make the fight, he ducking. Yeah, I don't care. Don't try to say it's different. Nah, it's not.
I remember Case of War told D3 he wanted to draw.
You said what?
When Case of War told D3 he wanted to draw.
You damn dumbass. Yeah, Kate crazy. Plant walking out with the commentators hard. I know what I saw. I'm playing with that.
Sell no tickets.
Stop moving. Facts. His gas tank came back to hurt him. God body. T20 was good, bro. Appreciate you sliding on through. Plant. Got the stamina. Gonna be one. Yeah. Keep the stamina. Yeah, you gotta just work on that gas tank, and it's mainly for the later rounds. I think it's how you train or something, how you attempt to fix that. Like the rest pairs, all that type of shit, because that's all that be. Motherfuckers mismanage it. Next thing you know, you gassing and shit. All that prime time shit, you got COVID. Bad as hell, yeah.
I told y'all. I told y'all.
I was gonna make a video on that for sure, too. I think I still am. Just cause.
I told y'all he was fed here like a week ago.
Mm-hmm. That's it, yeah. Power, yeah. He can box, he got heart. You know what I'm saying? This dude just shit, yeah. I always said that, yo. Gotta feel crazy to be a grown man in the ring with somebody. And you punching this man and it's not doing nothing to him. Like, that gotta feel crazy at that point. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't care how good you could box at that point. That gotta feel crazy for a second. You gonna be a fucking master class boxer, yo. You punching the dude with everything, and it ain't deterring him at all, bro. That gotta feel crazy. Like, so I really can't hurt this man. That's crazy, yo. How you supposed to win? That shit crazy, man. That shit is spooky, man. You getting there with a dude that you cannot hurt. You relying on just outboxing that good, like 12 rounds? Pretty not. Okay. No. Hurts the ego. I'm telling you, dude, you can't be fat, can't just go to 141 or 35. Oh, he talking about B-Hop. He is God Body. He fight Frank Martin next. B-Hop. And you know Frank Martin at 35. So yeah, he even said that in that little back and forth that Gary had. And then Gary had.
You said he fight Frank Martin.
Yeah. Said something at the end, and they asked him, man, who you talking about? He like, oh yeah, he said, I'm already going to fight somebody that they think I can't beat, and I'm gonna whoop his ass. Something, and it was like, who you talking about? He said Frank Martin. He said his name. Yeah. He said Frank Martin. Yeah. I said, okay, cool. And again, like, I'm just hoping this fight happens so I could seal the deal and come back and make the point that, do you see the results or the difference when the fighter, promoter, and you know the opponent is pretty much on the same page, on the same accord. You get a fight. You don't get all this other stupid shit. You know what I mean? You got EJ and Chris Colbert, you know, exchange pleasantries. You know what I mean? You got a little LOL out of Spence. Like, you want to fight Chris Colbert? You want to fight? I mean, you want to fight Frank Martin? Like, I could just really see him laughing while he's typing that for some reason. Like, yeah, you really want to fight him after you covered up this loss? You want to get him? All right, you sure? That's what it seemed like the LOL type shit was with Spence. But yeah, man, you got them exchanging, and then you got Frank Martin.
That's exactly what it was.
You know what I'm saying? Saying what they saying to each other. You know what I'm saying? And then Spence said it's already done. He responded to somebody that said something about the fight, and that was his tweet. It's already done. So that's what I went off. I just hope that's what we see next. I think B-Hop is still a good fighter, man. See, I'm different than people, but again, I think it was his arrogance, his mouth, and then his behavior in the ring, performance that got people turned off from him. You know what I'm saying? But for me,
I agree, but Frank Martin still gonna fuck him up.
Yeah, I think Frank Martin gonna beat him. I do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, God body. He just that retreating. That's not a good look, bro. When you definitely down in a fight and you're not even looking to engage, you're trying to survive. That's mentally checking out right there. That's conceding to defeat. That's like that look bad. And maybe he just, like, I did hear somebody say he has some stuff going on outside of the ring, and I could really say I understand that. I know he's supposed to be a professional, all that, but I still be like, people are human. So if he able to have dealt with whatever it is he was going through and refocus, he'd be all right. A1, who's going? Salute, my bro. What's good with A1? Subscribe to A1. Got right on the basketball. One stop basketball shop. Let's go get my bro to 1K. So let's turn up, and you know, Mike Biggs too. I'm glad I see you, bro. Yeah, Hector was on his ass. Hector. Heck was on his ass. Heck wasn't playing. Those games were pretty cool, man. Hold on.
See, Senor Hector.
Senor Hector.
I lost my lighter, man. That'd be the worst, though. Yeah, this one need to help me.
Senor Hector. Hector ain't playing with nobody. We need Hector versus
No veteran named Hector playing with nobody. Name me a dude named Hector that was soft. Name me a soft Hector, you know. You don't know nobody named Hector that's a hoe that you know.
Hector, yeah, smash the like button for you guys. Yeah. Maybe Hector. I get Hector.
Name me one Hector that play games around here.
Mm-hmm. And his name Hector Luis. You know what I mean? You got 2 first names and shit. He's not playing with you.
Hey, it's crazy because I got 2 first names. That's terrible.
Yeah, he's not playing no game.
Take Luis.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Hector. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and hack up and be like, yo, man, see you sub to the channel. You gotta come on through. If I can get translated with you. I mean, we're gonna talk about your last fight, your upcoming fight. I'm telling you, I'm about to start hitting these ones.
You whooping Chris Colbert ass.
Mm-hmm.
How easy was Chris Colbert?
Yeah, for real. Like on a scale from 1 to 10, how easy was it? Don't lie. Go.
You know, he gonna give some credit. He gonna give some credit. He gonna be like, no, he was a good fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But I now what you tell your homeboys when they ask you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with that, yeah. What you tell people you get him? I told you I was gonna kick his ass.
Yeah, told you I could whoop that nigga.
Colbert looked like he got his own confidence back too. He said, man, don't let that one fight get y'all fucked up, man. I said, okay, Christopher. Okay. Let's see what you made of. Franklin Martin, man. Franklin Martin ain't no joke.
Nigga, you won't scan nobody before the one fight.
Mm-hmm.
You tell him that one fight get you fucked up, nigga.
Yeah, he flatlined the guy. I really wanted to see Cordina and Shakur, so he can snatch that belt. But he's got other plans. I'm telling you, that's why I feel like they gave him a home fight. Yeah, they do the home fight, so you can't really complain. To make up for the fact that you didn't get him another title shot. He ain't gonna complain about this at home. You get in front of his people. It's a winnable fight. Yeah, I think he's gonna beat Conceição up. I really do. David Benny.
Shut the fuck up, man. You know, let's make this fucking fight happen. You know, let's make it on November. It's an easy fight to make. Just shut the fuck up, man. You're just talking a lot of shit, man. You know, let's make it happen, man. We're here ready to go. You know, if you say you want these fights, let's sign the contract and that's it, bro. It's an easy fight to make with the same company.
Fuck up, man.
Fuck up.
Fuck David Benavidez. All right. Fuck David Benavidez. All right. Come see the match. All right, come on.
Charlo crazy.
David Benavidez.
Fuck David Benavidez. All right. Come see the match. All right, come on. You can't beat me in shit. For the whole week. You been the whole week, right?
Video games.
Nothing. You can't beat me in shit. Don't worry about it, dog. I wanted the fight to happen. I talked to Al. We're going to make the fight happen. If not, then we're going to keep fighting what we're fighting. You know what I'm saying? I got the best management in the group. Trust me, my handler is doing great. They're doing great with my career.
Charlo crazy.
Fuck David Benavidez.
Yeah. He's, you hear Sean for Fight Hype Instigate. He says basketball, hockey, whatever he was saying. He like nothing. He can't beat me and shit. He instigate like a motherfucker back there. Conceição got a lot of fights. He get a lot of fights. Yeah, they're giving him. He getting his opportunities for sure.
So that's he gonna get. I tell you what, he gonna get this fight. He gonna get this fight.
Mm-hmm.
His ass whooped. And I respect, and I'm the one, petitioning for. I'm glad he getting his chance and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He get his ass whooped.
Yeah, he get his
chance to get his ass.
You know what I'm saying?
He got a chance to get his ass whooped.
He
deserve it.
On commentary, my bro, salute to you. What's good with you?
And he deserve it. You better believe it. Hey, y'all want to talk about? I don't know if you talked about it yet. I think you talked about it earlier. Yeah. Jose and Danny.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jose looking great fucking shape right now. And I'm believing his speech. I'm believing what he talking. I'm believing what he talking right now. Man, I think I picked Danny, right? But, man, I don't know, man. Jose scared me a little bit.
Danny looked like he was in good shape too. I like to see that though.
But he did like he was in good shape. Then it also sounded like he was satisfied too though. Like I ain't gonna say he was sound like he satisfied. Like wait, I'm gonna say this. He sound Jose Benavidez sound more desperate than Danny. I should say. Jose Benavidez sound like
Danny look happy.
Yeah, what he need.
Danny look refreshed. I think that could be a good thing. I hope he ain't too lax, but him smiling and stuff like that, his energy being upbeat.
That's what I was talking about.
I like it. I think it could mean something good for Danny. I think that time off might have did him good mentally. He might be had like a mental break that he needed from boxing. Because if I see like a refreshed looking fighter in there, that's gonna be a good look for him. But if he look bad, man, safe to say, man, them Spence ass whoopings really, really hit different.
Space whoopings.
Spence ass whoopings be different, man. Shit puts smile on my face every time I hear T cooking again. Oh yeah, you already know, man. You know it.
I appreciate that, bro. I finna say what I do.
Cooking again, salute to Ash, man. She had a dope. I like her live earlier, man. That was dope. Brought up to 140. Ryan Garcia, and then comparing them to if he was to fight all these fighters. I like shit like that make you think. It's good thought. That turned out good, man.
Yeah. Not bad. I listen to
Oh,
I talking about Danny.
What'd you say?
I said I heard y'all talking about the Jose and Danny. That's the same thing that I was talking about. Jose was looking like he was in great shape.
Yeah.
The thing about Danny is the long layoff. He hasn't fought since 2020.
And the new weight class, right?
Yeah, he in a new weight class and he ain't fought in almost 2 years.
I expect some early ring rush for sure. Some type of early.
I like Danny, man. I'm scared, dog.
No, I think he could. I just want to see if his power translate as well, and if all this smiling he's doing, he refreshed mentally. That's what I'm looking for.
I got Danny split decision.
His power.
That's what I said. That's what I said. I said split decision. I didn't say it was going to be unanimous. I said it was going to be a split decision.
I feel ya.
Jose look good, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And he talking good though. Just listening to his speech, like he seemed focused. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was counting on Benavidez not being in shape. I was counting on him not being focused, but he seemed locked in.
Yeah, I guess. I guess that other fight, man. Hopefully that's a one-off. See a much better performance. So shitty.
Another thing that I'm looking at is the fact that this is Jose Benavidez' second fight at 154. So I believe he's a little more adapted to the weight than Danny is.
That makes sense.
And actually, his other fight was at 160. So he coming on. But this from him being out so long. He had his first fight at 160. He coming back down. To his weight. I think that's why he looked filled out too. Because he originally 147, right? But he fought his last fight at 160, and now he goes to fight at 154. But he more naturally, in his closer weight right now. I think this will be the best Jose at this weight.
Yeah, I just believe that Jose. I mean, this fight can go either way. It can go either way.
Yeah. I said 55-45 Danny. I got Danny by split.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fairly close. I think either fighters, they're not gonna win more than like 7 rounds. I don't think they're gonna win more than 7 rounds over the other fighter.
Yeah, that's a damn close fight. I mean, for me, again, I'm looking to see And then if you look at this weight class, I expect some early ring rust.
Hey, and one thing that I do want to say, don't be surprised if it's a draw.
He fresh off one too, Benavidez. That's the main reason why other than that, I think I still would have picked Danny, but I'm definitely picking him because I felt like, that performance was that bad for me. His last one. Farmer, my bad guy, by Farmer versus bad. I got Farmer.
Hell yeah, I got Farmer.
Like I said, when I was watching Jose Benavidez training, he was training on power. He was training on his power, so I don't know. They were throwing a lot of power shots. It was like he wasn't training on combination, head movement, or none of that. So all I saw him training on was power. He was throwing a lot of body shots. Like I think they saw what they saw Earl Spence do to Danny, and I believe they're gonna try to come up with that same game plan. And I'm using that and come out with going to the body.
Mm-hmm. I think Danny counter punching gonna be key too. Once he get his time.
Yeah, that's the one thing. If Jose Benavidez got to be able to move his head, and he don't move his head a lot.
Yeah, Mikey was in survival mode in that Earl fight after about 4 or 5 rounds. He mentally checked out. He was like, at this point, I'm surviving. I'm fighting for my life in this motherfucker.
Yeah, Mikey most definitely went to survival mode. Mikey put his hat guard up and said, I'm going home today.
But when you don't know how to assess a fight because you just a fucking hater, ain't nothing wrong with playing devil's advocate and being subjective or even critiquing. When you just being a fucking hater, you can't realize that the man went in survival mode. He wasn't opening himself up to be knocked out. On top of that, he is still undefeated at the time of, and still got that, you get what I'm saying, that hunger about him, like you ain't trying to get knocked out type. You get what I'm saying? That shit matters.
I was trying to figure out what T20 was talking about. He said Danny got his ass with about 254 pounds, and then both of them was at their second fight at 154 pounds. Danny ain't never fought at 154.
Are you talking about Earl, I think?
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. That's why I laughed at it.
Benavidez fight was at 160 though.
Yeah, well, he said both on the second time at 154.
He talking about Earl. He talking about Earl Spence. He being funny. He making Earl joke.
I thought I saw something. Yeah, Mikey Garcia seen dollar signs. He ain't had no idea retirement was in the near future too. Because can't nobody in boxing convince me that if he ever fought Earl Spence, he would be retired right now. Nobody.
He's seen dollar signs and ambulance lights.
He forgot about that part.
He already told us he went to the hospital before he got
that dollar sign. He's like, damn, I could get paid. And he stopped right there. The only thing he seen fight night was fisticuffs and the ambulance, the doctor after that. Then you seen your shot.
Now, I really think he thought he was for not go get an easy check, right? But I really think he thought that he was about to go into a winnable fight for himself. And once he realized that it wasn't winnable, it shocked him. Like, damn, I can't win this motherfucking fight. Because he had just beat his friends, right? He's like, I know, bro. I know if I can beat them, all them hanging together, I know I can whoop that nigga too. I know I can whoop that man too. He got his ass folded up there.
False confidence. That man do everything at a high enough level where it's just, it looked like it's too much for you. It looked plain, but when he start putting it on, you like, dang, man, fuck, I can't keep this dude up all me still punching. What is he on? I know at one point in that 10th round, he was like, damn.
I'm gonna tell you what it really is. People see Earl and they be like, oh, he not that fast, he looks basic or whatever. But they don't realize how long he be non-stop action. they looking at the fight. They were like, oh yeah, he throw some punches or whatever, but he's slow and he look basic. But then when they get in the ring, they were like, hold up, this man ain't stopped throwing no punches yet.
Right. Then when they realize when you put your arms up and he hit your arm, that shit still hurt like a some bitch. Then it's a whole different game.
Yeah,
I broke my motherfucking arm with that punch.
All that not working out shit caught up to him. I don't care what y'all say. Mikey Garcia don't work out. I don't care what you say.
Don't.
I don't care. That boy got the straightest body I've ever seen in boxing. I don't even know how he used to be. I was like, he just naturally heavy-handed because he got the littlest chest in the world. His chest is like an 8-year-old boy's. This nigga body is like, he got like the body of a person that like to eat and work out enough not to be fat. Telling you, got a weird like kangaroo frame, like shit just weird.
He got the mind of a boxer and got the body of a lazy house man.
Of a house. No, his body look like an old school baseball player.
Yeah.
His body like an unemployed single man.
Like a mailman. The mailman.
That's his career. I would love to see old Mikey versus Loma.
He got the body of nigga that work at FedEx.
Pull that caribou shit.
I get the in shape nigga that work at FedEx.
He say for that caribou shit, trying to move up. Look how his life changed. And that's what I'm saying about people that keep talking about, he could knock out a 26-pounder, this or that. Shut up. Do y'all see them residual effects? Will y'all shut up? He retired, that man. Shut up. Don't say nothing else about it either. That man is not the same. He never returned to form. If y'all don't shut the hell up, he was just hot before that. He was kicking ass and taking names, bro.
Actually, they forget that he was pound.
He done beat Broner, beat Easter. He was riding high, man. Tell you, he said, man, moved up, got his life changed. That nigga said, nah, I'll drive these fast ass cars. I'd rather drive these fast cars, risk my life driving these fast cars than get back in there with somebody like Earl Spence again.
Hey,
sir, I will.
My favorite fighter fight tomorrow too.
Who that?
Josh Kelly.
He do?
Yeah. He like, damn. Yeah, he do though.
Josh
Kelly in action, man. He fight some nigga I don't know. Of course.
That's possible. And maybe the Earl Spence ass whooping motivated then. So if he ain't motivated, Jose.
Motivated then to start multiple businesses.
And realize that life out of boxing might not be so bad. He got niggas exploring second career options and shit. Spence, rethinking life. Like, yeah, man. I think I could call it a career. I think I made all the thing. Man, just ain't gonna lay down, but Gary gonna make him lay down.
I know what I imagine. Danny Garcia looking like at 54. He not gonna throw as many punches though, right? But counter puncher, right? Strong guy.
Mm-hmm.
Shane Mosley, like old Shane Mosley, right? Not prime Shane Mosley, right? Like old Shane Mosley.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine Dan looking like.
Chris was good with it, bro. Appreciate you.
Not as athletic as Shane though. Shane was hella athletic. Well, I said old Shane Mosley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, about to hurt, man. Yeah. They ain't gonna lay down, but he's gonna make it. Lay up. Come in there with that awkward ass movement. They're gonna get that timing down. Get his range that he wants to break down, or he's gonna either that or he's gonna make him fight. His gas tank deplete, he in trouble. telling you now. Might be a late stoppage.
Talking about
Yeah, his power gauge is his most impressive power. Obviously, yeah. But he did have a solid knockout to it, 47. I believe. From Brandon Rios at 47. He damn sure. I know it's Rios. That's that boy head. He might be the great. He's Rios out of the boxing too right now. Bradley put it on that boy. Can't believe you got dudes that's really in the sport that are really come in here with no defense and think it's cool. Think they're gonna laugh like that. They get yourself killed.
They gonna last, all right, they gonna be last in the division.
Play.
Yeah, but I got Danny. Man. It ain't gonna be easy though. I think it's gonna be. I won't be surprised if we see blood. I expect Jose Benavidez to try to bring the fight to them though.
Yeah, I can see that. That's why I said Danny. His counter punching gonna be key in this fight. I think for sure, specifically because of the style of fighter that he fighting. And yeah, I see Jose wanting to bring the fight for sure. That's just how he is. Like he gonna want to engage, and then he gonna oblige him with some counter shots. If he clip his ass, he better perform. I'm telling you, because if his body don't hold up, man, Danny gonna mess around. Especially if that power. That's what I'm looking for. The power to translate. And see at what point do he shake this ring rust off that I'm anticipating that he's gonna have at the start of the fight. Antonio Russell on fight. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they tripping. I think he got something coming up. I thought they mentioned that.
Yeah, they bullshitting with Antonio.
And get that man in fight so we could beat somebody else.
They're trying to get him beat.
I think he's working on something. I think they're working on a fight, but they just haven't called it yet.
Yeah, I could have swore I heard that. They was working on something.
I be feeling like when they let these fighters sit out too long, they be trying to get them beat.
Yeah, I be feeling like that too. Trying to see if we can catch him slipping. And boys be focused in that gym on your ass. Can't Russell slaps in the foot. You probably want the only one though like that, bro. Somebody else probably wanted to slap him too.
Well, my shit messed up. Yo. Yo. My shit fucking up.
Oh no, my bad.
Oh shit.
Nah, we was good, my bad. I just started responding to a damn DM.
I thought my shit was fucking up. I thought maybe my shit was like,
nah, you straight. Got distracted.
But yeah, I expect Antoine to he gonna stop races. But I think I think Rance is gonna make Antoine have to box a little bit. I think Rance
Nope.
gonna come out there right, and he gonna try to bang him out like he always do. But I think he gonna realize he can't bang him out, and then he gonna start boxing. And I think Antoine gonna have to box him a little. Okay, look, I predicted Antoine knock him out in the 7, right? If Antoine gonna knock him out in the 7, like I predicted, you gonna have to box him a little bit first. He come out there.
I'm telling you. But Rancis, he don't do good with pressure fighters. Every time he faces a pressure fighter, he has problems. And you got to remember, this ain't the new Rancis that was young. This is the old Rancis. He don't move around the ring no more. He's more stationary. And so he's going to be standing right there for Gary Antoine to do what he normally do and work the inside.
Crazy.
The old Rancis, the ones in his early career, then yeah, he would have made Gary Antoine box a little bit. This one, Rancis is going to try to stay in center of the ring and use his arm reach, but then what?
Rancis been stopped before.
Who?
At 54.
No, Rancis lost by decision.
No, he have been So he got that one loss, right?
Yeah, I think I lost in a draw. Maybe
he got one loss and one draw.
So he never one loss and one draw. Gary stopped. So if Gary stopped Rancis, right? That would have been what Postal and Gary. I said Gary. And there would have been Postal and Rancis.
Yeah, Rancis and Postal first time they ever been stopped against Gary. And Rancis got a lot of good names on his resume. He ain't fought a bunch of bad people. He fought a lot of good people.
I know. I just went through this shit like 2 hours ago.
And he's a two division champ. He's a 2-division champ. He was a champion at 35, and he was a champ. No, he was a champ at 30. 30 and 35. So he's a 2-division champ. It just he's older now. He's 37 years old. Me personally, when you got somebody that's 37 years old and they depend on their mobility when they in the ring, you cannot put them in there with somebody like a Gary Antoine, an undefeated fighter that has boxing ability and got great power. You can't put them in there with that type of fighter, because Gary Antoine, if he has to box, he can box. But Gary Antoine is a pressure fighter. He's going to pressure you the whole fight. Pretty much like Earl Spence. He's going to pressure you the whole fight. And when you used to using your legs and you can't use your legs no more, except for the first 4 rounds, and then your legs is heavy as shit now, you're not beating nobody like that. You're not. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen him beat nobody like that.
Gary. Danny gonna struggle at 54 max. I think when it's all said and done, I think he got a couple fights there that he could win. But once he get to that top tier, it's gonna be tough sledding for him up there.
Yeah, I think Danny can have some success at 54. It's just against who he's fighting. It depends on who they put him in the ring with. If they put him in the ring with those top guys, he's going to have problems. He got to get adapted to that weight class, but he will have some success. I don't know how much success, but I believe he will have some success, because there are some people at 54 that Danny could just beat off of just his skills alone. He can beat them. But there's some at 54 that got better skills than Danny, like a Tony Harrison. That will be a difficult fight for Danny. So I say probably like the first 6 or 7 rounds, that's going to be a difficult fight. And then Tony Harrison starts to get relaxed and he stands in front of him in the later rounds. Danny might have success in the later rounds. Now, will Danny be able to land that shot against Tony Harrison? It remains to be seen. But he has a better chance in the later rounds against Tony Harrison, because he gets relaxed and he pretty much stands right in front of him in the later rounds. But the first 6 or 7 rounds, Tony Harrison going to dance all around Danny. He ain't going to better touch him.
And based on how he looked his last fight, he might did move a little bit more for the fight. You know, he looked solid in his last fight. I liked it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He was moving a little bit, but when he got to the later rounds, he was standing right there. He was standing right there in front of the dude.
Yeah.
He got the win, but if that was somebody that had some power, Tony Harrison could have possibly been slept. Because he got hit with some big shots, but the dude that he was fighting didn't have no power like that.
Endure too damn tall to get ducked. Yeah, but yeah, man, who knows? It might, but then again, people might want to test this big, tall, frail body ass. Monica, salute, Queen. Appreciate you for stopping through.
Yeah, I heard OTB say that he believed Danny would beat the shit out of Fedor. I don't see that happening.
So
now he might be able to. Danny has one chance of beating Fedor is if he catches him with his big left hook. That's the only chance Danny have against Fedor.
He's gonna get out.
Fedor's gonna be on the inside, fucking Danny up.
It's all good, man. Appreciate you sliding through. It's all good. Yeah, I think Danny be in trouble with them top tier dudes at 54. Tony Harrison, Jesus, boxing goals. You don't have the motivation anymore. You seen Tony Harrison last fight? Looked pretty motivated to me, bro. He looked refreshed. He looked mentally focused again. He looked hungry to me in his last fight. He boxed the smart.
I think the fight that he had, he came back too quick after his father passed. I think his head was still on the fact that his father passed, and y'all got to remember his father was his coach, so it was kind of hard for him to adjust to that. That's why I said with Gary Antoine, it's a little easier for him to transition back to boxing after his father passed, because his last couple of fights, Gary's been training him. It wasn't his father. His father's been at ringside, but his father wasn't training him. Gary was training him. So it's going to be a little easier for Antoine to get back into boxing without his father.
So you don't think nobody beats Fedor but Charlo? No. I have to think about that for a little while. Fedor's going to be a matchup nightmare, though. He is tall, long.
I wouldn't say nobody.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I wouldn't say nobody at 54 because I believe that fight with Tim Tszyu and Fedor will be a good fight, and I think Tim Tszyu might be able to pull it off. Because Tim Tszyu have a big enough punch where he can drop Fedor, because we've seen Fedor can be dropped with a big puncher, and I think Tim Tszyu have a big enough punch that he'd be able to drop Fedor maybe a couple of times, because Fedor is going to try to be on the inside, and Tim Tszyu can box a little bit. He's not Charlo, but he could box a little bit.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, Danny don't move his feet enough for Fedor. Yeah, Fedor will be able to try to close the distance on him, and he got that height, long as hell. 154.
Yeah, I think he's overhyped because he is good. I'm not gonna say he's bad. He is good. But I don't think he as good as everybody claiming him to be. He's not as good as everybody claiming him to be.
Or being able to fight long range. For you to be
6'6", for you to be 6'6" and you can't fight on the outside, you can't be that good.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible for you to be that good. If you 6'6" and you fighting smaller fighters and you can't fight on the outside, you're not gonna be able to last long when you get in there with guys that can actually box and have power like a Charlo. You're not gonna be able to last. So I wouldn't say he's just a hype job. I would just say he's overhyped.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely overhyped him at this point. Fedor is too damn tall. He's throwing logs at you. Yeah, Monica. He's long guys.
He said he must be nearsighted.
Because his ass do not fight well for long range for nothing. Just don't.
Yeah. That's why I mean when I see that's a red flag to me. You 6'6" and you can't box from the outside at all, and you taller and you have the arm reach on everybody in the division. That's a problem for me.
That dude got the reach of a heavyweight. I can't box from distance. Well, anyway, consistent. Without giving up your height, your reach, just going on the inside. Shit gonna backfire one day, watch. I don't care what you say. You already your chin been tested. I seen you get put down. I think Jamonte Clark should have got the win against you, to be honest. He was clipping from Dora, big ass. I was loving watching that fight. I was like, yo, Jamonte Clark fighting his big ass. There's chop down. Fucking man. Tree. Yeah, that's what he do a lot, man. He do it. Give up his height and his reach a lot. I think you gotta make him box and move. I think with Fundora, it might be a tough task, but it's doable. Box him and make him fix it up with his big ass.
Definitely. They got, like I said, they got some decent fights this weekend. Do DAZN got a fight card or ESPN got a fight card this weekend?
That's I know of. I could be wrong. I gotta double check that.
I think DAZN might have a fight card because it's usually two companies putting on fights on the weekend.
I'm gonna look it up when I get off. We look at adjust how you get 50 up because that was that strategy. God body bad strategy game plan. Spent too much time in the inside. He's supposed to gaze and get out and exploit what Fundora didn't do well, which is box consistently from the outside. He's supposed to force me to do that, even though he might have felt like it was safer inside. The damage proved that wasn't the case, so he probably felt like at a disadvantage from the outside, but he still should have picked his spots better.
Speaking of Lubin, which I think is next to Lubin.
Sure.
Who y'all think they're gonna put him in there with?
Fundora versus yes. I appreciate y'all. Fundora versus BENAVIDEZ would be nice. David? Or are you talking about Jose?
He got to be talking about David because Jose, that is not a good fight. Jose will get stopped.
David hurt Fundora ass. He says
Monica talking about David.
Hurt. Yeah, David had put it on Fundora ass.
I think Fundora gets stopped against David BENAVIDEZ. He's not going to be able to work the inside against David BENAVIDEZ. He'll try. David BENAVIDEZ is going to hit his ass with a 17-piece combination.
Fundora meet his match that day. I think David would be punching too hard for his ass. He'd chop that tree right there. And he go to the body real well too.
David Benavidez probably hit him with like 7 uppercuts in a row.
Mm-hmm. Boy, really running around with Anthony Joshua reach and shit at junior middleweight. Fate was good with you. I thought you was already in here, bro.
He said they fight kind of the same. What the hell they done?
Benavidez fought Fundora. Monica suggested. I said Benavidez smashed his big ass.
David Benavidez and Pandora don't fight nothing alike.
Mm-hmm.
David Benavidez can stand that mid-range and throw shots.
Yeah. Fundora and Benavidez, if they fought hypothetically, David.
So yeah, I got David by 3rd round stoppage.
Mm-hmm. Beat Fundora, big ass for real.
I don't see Pandora lasting past 3 rounds with David Benavidez.
Ryan Cat Garcia. That's Cap Garcia right there. See over there in the cut, chilling. They both go to the inside and just throw hell of punches, both flat foot as fuck. Yeah, I think Benavidez will be throwing some heat at him though. And his body, I think he's susceptible to body shots, but I think Benavidez would be the guy to be able to exploit that. It was a fight for sure. David handled a fighter with the same amount of volume as him. That's a good question, T20. It's a good question, but I think if it's somebody like Fundora being that, you gotta think. I know it's only that's two weight classes. Shit, I don't know. I think Fundora would be at a disadvantage. I know he could go up with that frame, but my question is how well would he do fighting for the first time that high up? You get what I'm saying? It'd be a considerable jump, and I don't know how his body would perform at that weight. Like, it's one thing to walk around at that weight, but it's another thing to perform at that weight, if that makes sense, physically, when you've never done it. If it was just like from 54 to 60, maybe I wouldn't think the weight would play as big a factor, but being that it's from 54 to 68, and just hypothetically, let's say that fight would just be right off the bat, his first fight at 68, I think that'd be a tough task for him, that, you know. He had a height and reach, but I think that's it. I don't think he'll have nothing else over Benavidez. Not a better jab. Benavidez got a hard jab too, man. No, Fundora ain't defensively responsible like that either. He definitely could go up though. He go right now. No AKOs in your lightweight division. I gotta look him up, bro. Definitely look him up. Shit, if I find enough shit on him, I could do something on him. I gotta look him up, though. He out there. Obviously, he's smoking shit. I think any weight class, anybody Andre get in the ring with Monica, I think he'll have a shot. Now, that's a weight class up. Like, you know, he never even fought at 68, so 75. That fight, if it had to take place at 75, it'd be a tough task, but skillfully, yeah, he can compete with Beaver. Skillfully, I think he can do more than Beaver, to be honest with you. Yeah, he definitely got a shot with whoever he getting there really quick. Is my thoughts on Andre. Even at it with Keyshawn Olympics, he got the bronze, I think. Oh, okay. Bet. I'm gonna look him up. do better. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Most definitely, Monica. Is he just a more versatile, you know, more versatile fighter than Canelo. Definitely several more tools in the tool bag than Canelo as well. Yeah, Andre to give anybody a good fight for sure. That's just the type of fighter he is. When he get beat, it's gonna be because somebody was either really better than him or maybe he got old or not in his physical prime. But as long as he in his physical prime, he gonna give somebody a tough fight each and every time out. Styles got facts. Actually, Styles make fights. He definitely do better. What's Andre's weakness? Yeah, not finishing sometimes when he get his guy hurt. You know, he's defensively responsible for sure. He can be awkward in there. I don't know what I want to say his gas tank. I want to say sometimes he lets up off the gas, slows down in the back half of fights. You know what I'm saying? Runs out of gas, people gonna beat him. I think that can make the fight more competitive down the stretch because, again, I've never seen him completely gas, but I have seen him slow down, and I think that's because of fatigue. But I don't think, like, it's straight, like, it's, like, terrible stamina issues where he be straight gassed in fights. You get what I'm saying? But he will slow down because of fatigue, in my opinion, if that makes sense. When you finish, we heard it really less than recover or something. Yeah. You seen he had his mind made up against that last dude he was in there. He punched through him. He made sure I knew when he hurt dude, he was getting him out of there now. And Andre take breaks in between rounds. Yeah, he do. Let up off the gas a little. And that's what be costing the fight. I mean, not fights, but that's what be, allowing fights to be closer than what they should be. And when taking those breaks and taking them rounds off, Monica, like, you know what I mean? Having them little lows in a fight, it allows the opponent to get back in the fight. Coach B will do wait for you attacks. So that fight might be going to counter punches. It just, it's one of those things where you look at the two fighters, the styles, you know what they bring to the table. So that's, you base all, what they bring to the table, just, what to kind of expect. Like a high level chess match for sure. It'd be a lot of technical and some fundamental skill going on in there. It'd be a thinking man's fight for sure. Right, but Andre not the same guy. And he'll get through big fights, and he won't do much like he used to. It's possible if he keep letting them years fly by without getting a big fight. But within the next couple of years or so, if one of these fights happen, I think he'd still be all right because he ain't physically showing me that. A lot of slippage and nothing in his fight. You need to work on your endurance to keep on working like that. Yeah, you do. Yeah. I say again, he don't run completely out of gas. Like he just slow down. Some of it is natural fatigue setting in, but some of it I think is possibly being able to do something from a conditioning standpoint to improve slightly there. So make sure you're able to finish the rounds the way you start the rounds. That's what's important for him. Because he'll be a fast starter. And not to say he's a front runner, because it's not that, but he usually start fast. They get a knockdown early and everything. And things like it kind of allow you back into the fight without finishing you. So it's just something that he always did. But, specifically in that last fight, like I said, against Quigley, he went right for him. I know he wanted to get him out of there because he heard all the whispers. for next opponent gonna be his toughest one in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, he got the skill set to make this a competitive fight for sure. Like he definitely gonna compete. But I think through the duration of the 12 rounds, he gonna be getting took to school though. 'Cause even though he did so well against Valdez is slower. Punch placement is good. He's pretty much a home run hitter. Holding up and shit like that. And that's why Conceição out there with the outbox Valdez. But Shakur is going to be different. He will compete each and every round, I think. But I think as a fight wear on, the more success Shakur have on him, the more he's going to try to beat him up. I say he's going to compete. He's going to be competitive and shit for sure, but he's going to lose a lot of rounds in that fight. Conceição with boxing. It's going to be entertaining for sure because Conceição can fight and come to fight. I can appreciate his style, and I'm glad he got another opportunity. You know what I mean? And got to do something. What we gonna say? But I'm gonna wrap this up, man, and say ultimately, man, we control the narrative. We don't help them push their false narratives. They like to tell us it's politics when it's ducking. Then when it's ducking, they tell us it's just business when it's bad business. We ain't got to do for none of it. Start holding people accountable, dissecting everything they say and seeing shit for what it is, man. Finding our own versions of the truth. A lot of times these motherfuckers be lying to us. Instead of telling us what it is, they tell us what they want it to be or what they want you to think. And it's misleading to us as content creators and fans. But like I said, we're gonna always get to the bottom of this shit. We're gonna get answers, man. When we have conversations like this, you get answers to some of these questions, hopefully. So hopefully y'all understand where I was coming from with this live. And again, it's a lot of good fights to be made. And we had a solid year so far. Let's just hopefully we had a little dry spot too, so but that's to be expected. It is boxing, that happens, so they just pick up right where they left off at, man. We can finish this year strong and have a lot of these good fights, you know what I mean, on the docket, man. Because hopefully they give us the fights we need moving forward, man. And, Danny Garcia tomorrow. So I think I might go live for that fight and call it. I think I might do one. It's like who wins? Andre versus David Benavidez. Canelo ain't fighting David Benavidez. It's the same fighting no more Mexicans. I think Andre and Benavidez got a chance to happen out of that. Yeah. I think Andre and Benavidez because I think at the end of the day, David is showing the willingness to want to fight people. But, his team got to show the same willingness that he speaks. They got to show that through action, in terms of going through the procedures and the proper channels to make the fight. So he ain't just left out there to dry. Look like he barking but not biting. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that he'll be willing to fight people. So just want to see him in there. And the same thing for Andre. I think he made some bad business moves, questionable moves. I think he's been giving some bad advice. I think he's been handled poorly. I think he's been given the raw deal a lot of times in the sport, and he ain't did himself no favors. But at the end of the day, I don't see him as no duck and him being scared to fight nobody. So out of that situation, I see Andre and Benavidez happening way before I would Canelo getting in there with Andre or Benavidez. Charlo, Shakur, Style, and Morrell. It's right before the one he just had. He was passing dude ass right up. Yeah. Morrell is nice, man. So hopefully he get a fight he won. He won Benavidez. Team Benavidez already came right from out of Benavidez's mouth. They gave him a contract, but I'm not running with it. But we gonna see, man. We know business don't work like that. But man, yeah, that's all I got for tonight, my people, man. I'll be back tomorrow around fight night with this Danny Garcia, man. We're gonna chop it up, man. I'm gonna call the fights tomorrow, man. We're gonna gonna see what Danny Garcia got left. We're gonna see what Jose Benavidez Jr. got left. Hopefully, we get an announcement from David Benavidez other than he gave somebody a contract because I ain't trying to hit it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no problem, Monica. You know I got you. You know I got you. Got to acknowledge the family when y'all ask questions, man. Peace to all y'all, man. Y'all smash the mic button for me on the way out. Appreciate all y'all in the building. As always, I appreciate my bro T in the building with me. If he's still here, he probably working on something too. But man, that's all I got for tonight, man. You know I'll be back tomorrow to call these fights, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. Appreciate y'all in the building. You know it, Marcus. Stay blessed, clean. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night, man. I'll be back tomorrow with another one. Peace.